hello, and welcome along to episode 8 of In the Darkness Lux, Underdark Experience campaign. Today I have playing with me, James.
Hello, I am James. I am playing Octavian Oberlin, a half-elf rogue.
I have Bruno.
Hey guys, I'm Bruno. I'm playing Zarasta Silveron, who is an Eladrin right now of autumn or fall, depending on where you are. He's an Oath of Vengeance paladin who will be eating dinner for the first part of the session. Cheers.
I have Darth.
Hello, the name is Darth, and I will be playing the changeling bard of eloquence known as Yum.
And I have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I will be playing Sky Silveron, the Winter Eladrin Elf Aberrant Mind Sorcerer.
Unfortunately, we don't currently have a game. We don't know where he is. We assume he was hit by a blanket that turned out to be a mimic, and he has fractured his temporal lobe. But I'm sure he'll be with us shortly. So, in the meantime, we left off in a cave full of darkness. Well, that's not particularly unusual, is it? Nevertheless, this one seemed to hiss a lot and had some spiders in it. And some spidery webs, and you were met by 2 goblins who introduced themselves, and yes, I know it was 3, but I'm retconning that because I made a mistake. 2 goblins called Spiderbait and Yuck Yuck. Spiderbait and Yuck Yuck are good friendly fellows who informed you that you had been splashed by the paralyzing overtones of the dark mantles, and they managed to unparalyze. Sorry, Josh, go on.
What happened to Lilith?
Getting there. And they unparalyzed you. I accidentally made the mistake of introducing their companion who was on the floor as Spiderbait. It turns out Spiderbait is the goblin, and the companion on the floor is not a goblin. It's but there is a cocooned body on the floor. And if you don't mind, we're just going to retcon that ever so slightly, because it turns out it's quite important if I'm going to use some elements of the book. Dude on the floor is wrapped in spiderwebs and chilling. Regardless, you guys were introduced to these goblins, and that is where we will pick up. I believe it was here. So, obviously, Garrick is currently going to be a very silent participant, but he is with you in combat and such. I believe it was Sky who was chatting away with these guys, so I'll hand over to you.
It most absolutely was not.
Oh, I just looked at the map and assumed it was you. Okay, maybe not.
No, I'm just coming out of being paralyzed.
Of course. Maybe it should be you.
I don't think anyone had actually gone to talk to them at this point.
Okay, well, they definitely come over and talk to you, right? That's where we left off, with them sort of introducing themselves and telling you what they were going to do, which was unpoison you all.
Is it safe to stay here? With those dark mantles just about us, should we leave, or where do you call home?
Well, this is home, and Spider-Bait sort of points directly upwards. It can get a little dicey sometimes, but we serve the web.
And do you find that a good living?
Well, we stay alive. That's good, right?
I guess so.
You want to come up?
If there's some place we could rest, yes, that would be excellent.
You're tired?
Tired, hurt, bleeding?
Oh.
All of the above.
Well, that's sad. If you're bleeding, the spiders will follow your smell. Nice breakfast.
Is anyone bleeding? I mean, I know we're hurt, but like...
Well, by technicality, all of you have little cuts, scrapes, little tiny wounds. Nobody's looking in great shape, I don't think. Maybe Zarasta's doing alright, actually, I think. Zarasta has polished his wounds very well, but everybody else is...
He's got 4 HP.
Oh, right, no, maybe not. Zarasta's fucked. Yum, I think it's Yum is fine, right?
Yeah, I'm still at max health.
Sorry, I was looking at Bruno's token. 12 out of 12 is just not the case. All good. Anyway, so yeah, he sort of says, well, you can try and rest. We have place nice up high, you can come climb. Maybe we keep you peaceful. For a bit. Maybe not. Hard to tell.
I'm not leaving my eyes from them. I'm gonna telepathically say to Zora, do you trust them?
Absolutely not. Not today, not tomorrow, not even in a past life.
Can I make an insight check to see if they're trustworthy?
I mean, that's such a. I mean, how are you? What are you trying to gauge? Give me an explanation as to what Yum is trying to achieve here, right? Because first of all, can you see them?
I will if I walk forward a little bit.
Can you? Where's the light coming from at the moment?
I don't know, where is the light?
There's a light? Is there a light? I'm asking you. I don't think so.
It would be Garrick. Didn't he use produce flame?
Is Garrick making light? Is that why you guys can see? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm really sorry. We're just going to go back ever so slightly, and they'll say, "Put out the light, or we'll have friends we don't want." If you have a light lit in this area, it is going to be incredibly dangerous, is what they're going to tell you. During this time, though, however, you can sort of see them. Yuck and Spider-Bait are sort of, well, they look like goblins. That's what they look like. This may or may not give you I don't want to give you their stat block. I want to give you their picture. Well, this might give you their stat block as well. And all sorts of information about goblins in general.
What's a stat block?
But if you click on bio and info, if that comes up for you, you'll be able to see what they look like. They look like goblins. Spider-Bait's a little more chirpy, I guess. He looks a bit stupid. They look like goblins. Has Yum had any experience with goblins in the Underdark?
Not specifically in the Underdark, but they would have had goblins come into their tavern, plus with performing all the
We're
time.
in the Forgotten Realms. Goblins are evil. They'd be killed on sight in towns.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so I think the only thing Yum will have heard about goblins is that they run around in the armies of orcs and stab people in the back.
Wouldn't they be able to tell a performance from genuality, though?
Well, they definitely don't appear to be lying about anything they've said. At the end of the day, all they've done is offer you a journey up to the top.
Assumably the risk here then is that if they are being nice to us when they're inherently evil, they could possibly just be crazy.
Maybe. Well, they're sort of saying to you they could take you up to there, and if you're interested, they will ask you for payment. So that is the step that perhaps we've missed.
I shall approach them.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, little goblins.
Yes. You want to come up?
Yum.
I think we better.
No, wait, that was a yes or no. Like, I'm calling you. Calling you.
Oh, yeah?
What do you know about goblins? Like, what's their deal?
Well,
No.
Ooh. Give me a history check, Sarasta. Sorry, Karen.
Not much, I'm afraid.
I got a 17.
Yeah, you'd know that goblins are traditionally slaves of the drow down here. If they are not, they usually sort of congregate in small packs. They're mostly evil by exclusion. They're not massively empathetic. They're not massively. They're not massively. They don't go out of their way to be nice to people.
I shall look down at them then.
But no, hold on. But at the same time, like they're quite just self-interested. If they're not with the Drow, most of their interests are going to revolve around themselves. They're more selfish than they are, actively. They're likely cowards. Sorry, carry on. Hello again, by the way.
Them, and I shall say, little goblins, fear not me, for that I am a Drow. I come to you not bearing arms. We only seek passage, which I am willing to give to you freely if you help us.
One of them looks to the other and, is he stupid? He says in Goblin. The other one looks back and responds, well, do you speak Goblin? Does anyone speak Goblin? No. They have a brief exchange in Goblin, and then they sort of look at you and, not Drow.
Do you not see it?
No.
In my skin? And in my ears?
No. Not Drow. I know Drow.
Alright, I'm gonna say, listen, you little punk. You either let us pass or I'm gonna beat you up on the ground right now, okay? I'm not playing here.
You have to catch us first, and then they just sort of begin
I'll
to...
grapple. I'm not taking this.
Whoa.
Fine. As you go to grab them, they will stab you.
Oh, he needs to counter my grapple.
No, he doesn't. He has a blade. How are you holding him that he is... Like, you're... Okay, so I'm just going to point out, right? You've stepped up past everyone, right? And then this is their element, right? This is their home, right? If you try and grab them, they will just... Right? I don't think you say... I don't know. I think that sounds
goblinish.
Well,
I'll say, okay, whoa, dude. Okay, calm down. No need to pull a shiv out. But let's chill. Let's all chill, okay? Listen, we're all just trying to get by, okay? I'm a single parent. These are my kids. Look, whatever you can spare, if you can just get us through. What do you say, buddy?
You want to come up? We charge.
Like, what are we talking about in terms of charge? Like, can I pay with my body?
2 gold a day. Or maybe... If we find if we find loots, we get the first picks, you get the seconds.
Is that a deal you're willing to make?
Yes.
What about hold a moment. What about Octavian will go to the pouch and retrieve one of the empty marbles and say, could I interest you in a magic marble as our payment?
Ooh, not the magic marble, Octavian.
I know. It's not something to be thrown away, but we need their help, right?
That's the only one we ever found.
And he sort of holds it up and... Maybe for one day, but loots. First pick of the loots for us, for Yok, and for Spiderbait. Second pick of the loots is yours.
Second pick yours.
No, first pick of the loots is us.
For a magic marble? Are you insane?
I don't think we should give him the marble, Octavian. It's too much.
What does it do? What does it do?
What does it do? What doesn't it do, right, Octavian? What does it do?
So, if Octavian can, he will retrieve the marble that has Eldith in it.
Uh-huh.
And say, if you're sneaky enough with it, you can steal part of someone's soul.
Oh, I don't want souls. Can we eat them?
I bet you if you...
I'll nudge Octavian. Yep, you can just straight up eat them. Straight up, just...
And the more that's in them, the more it will fill you.
Yep. That.
We show you, but we no protect you. Give marble. And he puts his hand out. But if fight, we won. Bye.
think I'll still have 5 empty marbles after this.
Yeah.
Octavian gives him the marble.
Okay.
No, not the magic marble.
We have to.
Okay,
There's
he pockets it and sort of. You come up. We go up the spider webs. Got to climb really, really high. Be careful. You need the grease. Otherwise, slippy. You'll be sticky. And then he sort of takes out this pot of really quite vile-looking brown liquid and says, "Put out the light and come." And he sort of offers to for you to dip your hands into this pot of muck.
Is this like a manicure situation, or?
It's slippy, so you don't get sticky. And then he sort of puts his hand to the spider webs that he's about to climb, and the idea being that if you don't use the slippery substance, then you'll just stick, and you won't be able to get anywhere.
Disgusting.
Well, if you're willing. At this point, Stool sort of slowly begins to stir at the back of the group and sort of, "Did we make it? Oh. Where? No, nothing. Fuck him. Alright, we'll leave Stool behind.
No!
Is anyone going to respond to this poor little mushroom? He's lost!
I'm keen. I just wanted to let other people speak first if they wanted to.
Well, who out of us is going to speak first?
Buddy!
Where? What?
I'm a good doctor.
Oh,
Yay me. I'm a good guy.
Thank you. You helped?
Yes, it was I who saved your life, little shroom.
Where were we?
So I'm more of a doctor, less of like a geography teacher. I'm not quite sure where.
Sarah sort of turns to the Stool and I believe we're in the Silken Paths. Also, it would seem.
Okay, thanks, Sarah.
No problem.
Okay,
My
buddy.
God, did Sarah just have a pleasant exchange?
I don't think so.
Did you see my face? Did you see my face?
I mean, there was no offences either way, so I'd say it's an improvement.
Not verbally.
The goblin turns to you, Garrick, and says, "If you don't put out the light, they'll all come to fight us. But can you climb in the dark?"
Gary will look at the little goblin with a grunt as he'll get closer and snuff out the reduced flame.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are going to be climbing in the darkness, I think.
I have a question before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
If we are going up, are we abandoning the boats?
For now. Yeah. You want a place to rest?
Okay.
Yeah, or boat. We only have one
Boat,
left now.
yes, boat.
Regardless of if we, what happens with the boats, we are going to have to find a way to dispose of the boat that is broken. That way we don't leave something for the drow to find if they're coming after us. Just a thought for the future.
Oh my god. Goblins.
Yes?
I have something to pay you with. There's a few boats on the shore you can have for yourself.
What
do you
use is
say?
a boat on a spider web?
I don't. You can get it for wood. You can build stuff. You can like make a little shack for yourself.
No.
Like a little love shack. For
No.
Little love goblin.
No.
No.
Expand the web.
Expand the web. Expand the web. Anybody else?
We don't make the web. You know that, right? Spiders make webs, not goblins.
No,
He sort
the
of
goblin.
Looks a
No,
little
the
closer.
goblin.
You
No,
okay?
the goblins can use boats, find prey, bring
Yes.
prey back,
Yeah.
prey eaten by spiders.
Ooh.
We... No, don't like the spiders. Don't want to talk to the spiders.
Aww.
You know, talk,
No.
just present.
Please stay away. Come on, time to climb.
Sky's already started climbing, and he's just like muttering to himself as he hears them like in the distance. I'm surrounded by fucking idiots. And just climbs. Yeah, you two don't look so shocked.
Yeah, so at first, as you begin this sort of climb, it's quite easy, even in the darkness, right? Because you're just climbing the singular large, thick strand that leads your way up. And after a little while, you come to a sort of crevice, I guess. If you would like to place your tokens at the very top of the map, in the center. I'm pinging, if that is helpful.
I don't like the look of this.
What am I missing? Somebody's on top of each other. Yep, there we go. Thank you. Okay.
Ooh, lots of light.
So, once you start getting up to a certain height, you notice that various bits of the of these little islands are glowing in luminous lichen. They have a strange musty smell, but you can see quite clearly in the normal light spectrum. And at this point, he says, now we've got to go down to go up. Always strange, but down to go up is important. And he sort of points over to some of the little islands where there's strands, thicker strands going upwards from them. And tells you that to get up to where you can rest, you're going to have to slide across. At this point, you've been awake for quite a long time. Some of you are quite wounded. Some of you are not feeling great. Can I just have a con save from all of you, please?
I got a
17.
21 on mine.
7.
18 and 21, a 7, did you say?
Yep.
Nice. So I've got a 7 and an 8. Those are the two that matter. Yum and Octavian. You're really... The day the trials, tribulations, and everything that's really gone on has got to you. You will take a point of exhaustion. As this climb is, it's quite extenuous. It's quite strenuous, not extenuous. And yeah, you're beginning to feel a little lethargic in body. Just not all around that great. The goblins sort of look to you and, okay, nice and easy. I go first. And Yuck Yuck sort of steps out onto the edge of the web. So it's actually just up here. And then proceeds to slide down, sort of two-footed, side on, his arms out, a little bit like a human would look like on a surfboard. And this is their phrase of surfing the web. Right, he goes down quite quickly, and he sort of whee! And as he lands, he sort of rolls along on the island, and he looks back and easy, come on.
Oh, he dropped faster than Twitter's popularity.
Who?
Twitter, I think.
Is that some sort of bird, Yum? Why are we talking about birds? I've literally never even seen a bird that I can remember.
How do you know they Twitter?
You get a lot of birds on surface.
I guess Garrett, seeing this display, will try to copy it as he kind of reaches down below a bit cautiously, but he puts himself forwardly to attempt to spider web surf down.
So you are not exhausted. Go ahead and give me your dexterity check. If you are proficient in acrobatics, you may roll acrobatics. If you are not, you may just roll straight dex. Which I think is just rolling acrobatics anyway, so it's just give me an acrobatics check. Now that I think about it, that is the same thing. The exception is for Yum, where I want a straight dex check. So it's either
19.
proficient or not proficient, right? Yeah, cool. You sort of slide on down. You're a little heavy. You go at like a really rapid pace. And Yuck Yuck sort of steps to the side as you roll on to the platform, but it wasn't that difficult, really. And you can turn to catching on next. What is happening to Stool? Runt has been kind enough to let Stool ride on his back, climbing up, but Runt is not prepared to slide down with Stool. He sort of turns and won't carry the mushroom to slide down here. And then Runt will slide without Stool. So it comes on down and gets onto the platform, and Yak explains that you guys better get out the way, and begins to slide down the next platform, which is a nice long one, leading him all the way down. Which one is it? Sorry, it's this one. Leading him all the way down to the right-hand platform. Who's going next? And is anyone carrying Stool?
I sure as hell am not carrying no one.
Okay, but you will go next.
I will slide down.
Okay, go ahead and give me a acrobatics check. Yeah.
We'll be here to try to help catch anyone.
Oh, lovely, I like that.
That's a 15.
15, yeah, you slide on down. It's quite fun, actually, Sky. Like, despite your grouchy demeanor, there is a slight element of exhilaration inside that just sort of perks up momentarily. I'm sure you snuff it out pretty easily. Who's coming next? Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, if I can, I'll just continue. Just keep going.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another acrobatics check as you go to follow Yak all the way down. Scarag is staying for catching purposes.
That's a 17.
Yeah, nice. You find yourself over here. Ront will do the same. Eldeth seems to be wanting to go last. Sareth will gladly, sort of very arrogantly step on him. He doesn't even slide, he sort of stutter steps along, almost dancing along it, sort of sidestepping, and he nimbly gets to the first platform and then sort of does a little delicate roll on the ground and again runs off to the second one. It seems very easy for him.
Show off.
Yep. Who wants to go next?
Octavian will go.
Okay, Octavian, you don't need to make a check. You may just go straight. You're proficient in acrobatics, right?
I believe so.
Yep. Then you just go straight across. No roll needed.
Excellent.
So, yep. Octavian, much like Sareth, finds this incredibly easy. He's spent a lot of time being generally quite acrobatic, and will just. Will you go the whole way, or will you stop halfway with Garrick?
I'll go the whole way.
Oh.
Make room for the next people.
Oh, what just happened? Did the dynamic lighting turn off for anybody else?
No, I see the whole thing.
Okay, bear with me a second. My roll 20 just went completely dark. Not very helpful. I meant to be able to see everything. There we go. Yeah, cool. So you can go all the way across. You find yourself down here with Sky and with Yak. And with Ront. That leaves Yum, Mebble, Stool, and Zoroaster. I think. I left anyone else out? No, Beth, obviously. No. Everybody else is dead. Right?
Yeah, I'll go next then.
Cool. Yum, you are proficient, not proficient?
I'm proficient.
You're proficient? Okay, again. Yeah, you've done this before, right? You've done maybe tightrope walking or balancing acts in the past. This is simpler. The rope is much thicker. And again, you sort of slide all the way down to the first one. And will you go the whole way?
Yeah, I'll go the whole way.
Okay, though, who is left? Zoroaster, Stool, and Eldeth. As you are there, a strange, sort of 5 or 6 foot long creature scurries up over the edge of this sort of cliff face. It has 2 antennae, and its head twitches from side to side. And sort of immediately, what's his name? Spiderbait will sort of tap you on the shoulders, Zoroaster, and then just like put his hand so that he's holding both your arms down, trying to keep you still. We'll do the same to Eldeth. And then he sort of motions. And the creature sort of twitches its head from side to side and wanders straight towards Eldeth and rears up a little bit, and then sort of millimeters away from her leg just carries on. This sort of 5 foot creature of armored shell sort of skitters past. there's a really tense moment, and then after the creature's passed, Spiderbait just leans in and goes, "It's blind. As long as you don't move. It doesn't want you. But careful. We better get off. Quickly now." Eldeth gestures for you to go first.
I gesture back.
All right then, love. You gonna bring the mushroom?
This might be a good time to say that I'm not going to be crossing the spider web today.
Oh, what do you mean? You're talking rubbish.
Well, unless I can long jump over to those rocks, I'm quite a heavy person, Eldeth. Have you seen these guns?
Have you seen the size of Garrick? You're absolutely fine.
I'm also not very dexterous.
Ah,
Like,
so we
that's
all
why I
have
use a
problems
long
with balancing.
sword.
You'll be alright. What's the worst that can happen? Look down, love. You're just gonna fall onto some more webs. You'll be alright.
Maybe I'm gonna walk slowly through the webs instead of doing the whole sliding thing.
You know you can't walk down the hills after a certain point, right? It's just called rolling at that point.
Okay, let's try this sliding thing.
But look,
then.
on you go. Come on. And she sort of pats you on the shoulder and tells you you'll be all right. Go ahead. I think you're. I take it you don't want to carry stool.
I got an 11, and no, because Stu will probably die.
Well, well, of course. That's who I would kill. So as you sort of step on, at first you sort of teeter quite wildly from side to side, but you slide on down and sort of crash into Garrug, who holds you still, and you find yourself on center path. Eldeth is sort of even more hesitantly gathering stool to her chest.
Just throw them. They're small. They can outlive it.
I can't throw that far, love. One moment. And then she sort of lurches forward and slides down on her chest. Instead of holding the stool to the side, she sort of slows down and she rolls in towards Garrick. Garrick, go ahead and give me a dex save with advantage because you were.
I remember doing this back in Club Penguin. I know where you got your idea from.
What? I got my idea from Out of the Abyss. It's in the book.
16.
No, where they got their idea from. Yeah. You reach out and sort of grab her just as she's about to teeter off the side. Oh, I don't like that at all. I said nice things to Zoroaster, but bloody hell, not a fan. I'm going down the next one. Bye. And she sort of leaps down onto the next one, sort of this time sort of bear hugging the spider web. And as Spiderbait arrives on the platform next to you, he sort of. I don't think she's following what we were doing.
Big old thing. I guess. Oh.
Yeah, go on. There's the second one to do, so it's Garrick and Zoroaster. Good luck.
Roll again then?
Mm-hmm. Dex check. Or acrobatics check, whatever. Yeah, acrobatics check.
14.
Yeah. You sort of get on and a bit more confidently this time and slide on down, and as you get to the bottom, Ron sort of grabs you one arm over your shoulder and sort of pulls you in. Zoroaster, it is you and Spiderbait left. He sort of pats you on the shoulder and, it's okay. Go on.
I'll pat him back and I'll say, you know, Spider-Baiter, in case I die, I wonder if there's no other Spider-Baiters in the world, does this mean you're the master Spider-Baiter?
Sort of looks at you
And then I'll slide down.
I don't get it.
And I got an 8. No, I got a 5, which means I was correct in saying that before I died.
Okay. So as you fall off the sort of, you're sliding down and you sort of stumble over the edge, and you fall onto a little bit of sort of spider web below, and you on your back. And unlike your hands and feet, your back was not greased, and you sort of stick there, about 12 foot down from the rest of you, about 50 feet up from the ground. is just sort of Zoroaster tenuously stuck to this spider web.
I'll just rub
looking a
my
bit
back.
splatted.
I'll rub my back.
Well, yeah, I mean, can you even rub your back? You're sort of, it's the only thing
Yeah,
holding you
like
on.
like this. Look, like
Yeah,
if
you
I'm
sort
like
of-
this, I'll do like
You
this.
reach round and start
feeling off,
rubbing, and no, it just
start
comes with
feeling
you.
off.
You're very, very sort of very held here. Which is probably for the best because you're not dead, right? And Spiderbait sort of looks down and, oh well, he'll make a nice lunch. And Spiderweb will slide across and join you
You're
guys
a dick.
on the second platform. As you guys look down, Zoroaster is kind of here. What's the plan for the rest
I'll
of you?
shout and
As you-
say, guys, keep going. I'm ready to go. Straight on.
Anybody have anything else they'd like to do instead of just letting him go?
If we combined our rope, would we be able to reach him? Or even if we got the rope to him, he might be
It's
too
about
stuck
50
to pull
feet.
him out of it. Is it 50 feet down, or would it? It's not 50.
Yeah,
feet
instead of
from where-
diagonally down, it's sort of 50 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a 50-foot rope.
I think all of you do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apart
we
from Sky.
can easily reach him with rope then.
Okay, what's the plan? Are you going to throw the rope to him? Are you going to try and... Has anybody got a way of guiding the rope to him?
Do we have a rock we could tie it to and throw the rock at him?
Take him out. Take him out with the rock. Does nobody have, like, mage hand? No? Oh, well, fuck
I'll
mage
take
hand.
one of my boots off and I'll throw it at them. And I'll say, throw the boot.
Okay, you are lying on your back 50 feet away from them and down 10 feet. If you throw your boot, it's going to be on the floor 150 feet down, and you will have this
Can I
advantage
roll an
on
athletics check?
No, you can. That's no human or even Eladrin in the world could make that throw with a boot. While sort of
Yeah,
splayed
guys,
out
just
backwards.
leave me.
But throwing something down to to him would be a lot easier, right? Because it's easier to throw down than up. I mean, I think Zoroaster is quite good at catching. Are we just going to try and keep throwing the rope out, sort of whipping it round and lobbing it, or maybe waiting it a little bit? Yeah, we're just going lassoing. Is that the plan?
Sure, let's at least try it once without weighing it down. Or
Okay.
a few times. and see if
Which
we can
one
get
of
it
you
to him.
lot is best at throwing, do you think? Octavian throws daggers, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think reasonably Octavian could give it a shot.
Go ahead and give me a to hit roll with your dagger, as if throwing. Oh, do you have steady aim yet?
I do.
You may roll with advantage.
Excellent.
It's exciting, isn't it? This be a 4.
Be a 20.
Nice. So yeah, you get the rope right down. Zoroaster, you can reach out and sort of grab it with one hand. The problem is as Octavian so carefully suggested, you are quite stuck. Sort of Spiderbait sighs and said we weren't risking life. Said we weren't risking life. He hands the rope that you've thrown this end to Garrick and says, "Can you hold it?" And Rontal sort of, "I'll help you," and he'll hold it with you. I don't actually think. I think you've probably got the most strength apart from Zoroaster, but I doubt you've got the. Yeah, exactly. It's not really stunning, is it? So he'll brace the rope with you, and Spiderbait, with almost no hesitation, will sort of dive headlong down the rope, holding the rope as he goes. And as he gets down, he'll grab onto the web sort of underneath Zoroaster, and he'll begin to cut it away with a dagger from underneath you. Once the strands are sort of stopped from like your shoulders, so you've actually got full movement of your body, you'll be able to sort of rub yourself out, as you said. Let's never use that phrase again. Anyway, as you'll be able to get sort of the stickiness off of your back and work your way back onto the rope. And with advantage, give me a strength check. If you're proficient in athletics, you may, Garrick, to start hauling Zoroaster back up.
Yeah, I'm proficient in athletics. Or was it
Athletics.
Advantage? Athletics or advantage?
Yeah, advantage. Advantage athletics check. Advantage because Runt is bracing the rope, right? So you can't actually drop him. You might just not be able to get him very high.
15.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's plenty. So as this rope sort of starts moving up, you notice that Spider-Bait has already sort of run off onto a couple of other ropes, jumping about, and then made his way back up this spidery area. And with a 15, you will be reeled up. I will point you in the right direction, apparently, instead of putting you there. And as you all get onto this little path, he gestures just down here towards the last slide. And this one's a lot easier because it's sort of two lanes, if you like. And you can almost sort of ski down. And the group of you can slide on down to the next area. When you get to the next area, if you would like to... oh, no, sorry, wrong map. We're not going there. We're going here. Cool. If you would like to place your tokens just here, please, in the very center. You'll notice there's a few creature comforts here. There is a sort of slightly sticky hammock hanging down from one of these one of these strands of web. You'll also notice that there's a few sort of little weird trinkets. What looks like a singular gold piece, an empty brown glass bottle, two small furry hats that look like they're made for sort of very small goblins, and really, really expensive looking pair of leather boots that are far too big for any goblin's feet. And a little copper ring. And Spider-Bait sort of gestures round Grandy and says, "Welcome! This is home! This is home. Time for sleepies for you, right?"
Correct. For the most part.
That's good. That's good. You guys can't see the map, right?
Not really that much now.
Oh, yes. There is this required. Oop, there you go. Better?
Yeah.
Okay, we can all see now. That's good. Yeah. So you'll notice that as you look around, there are some cocooned creatures in the spiderwebs around you. It's this is an interesting version of safe. But if you wish to attempt a short or a long rest, this is where the goblins suggest. What do we think? Are we good with just a short rest, or do we need a long rest?
I know I need a long rest.
Okay. Does anybody not?
I think Gary would be fine with a short or long rest, but considering that we've been going for a really long time, likely a long rest would be best for all of us.
Staying a week will be an exhaustion check. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned Yam and Octavian. This is not going to be an option for you two. You exhausted, right? You do need a long rest. Yeah, because of that check previously. If anybody else wants to try and stay up, just so that you keep an eye. If not, it'll be a watch rotation. You guys quite happy with a long rest and a watch rotation? Okay. Sky and Zoroaster, I know I've asked this before, but I will ask again. Do you both sleep? I know by technicality, Eladrins don't, but I think at least one of you said you do, right?
I do.
Right, so you sleep. You're an 8-hour sleeper.
I do, because I suffer from nightmares.
Okay. Zoroaster?
I don't sleep. I do the meditation.
You do the
for
reverie.
4 hours.
Okay. So yeah, Zoroaster will be able to be awake for 4 hours, which means that each of you will need to take a 2-hour watch alongside. Who's going to watch first? Sky, probably. Is that right? Sky, would you stay up for the first 2 hours?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the rest of you, as you lie down, Yum, Octavian, and Garrick, you may take a short rest. And Sky, as you sort of sit there, the two goblins sort of, we go out, we go hunting, we come back later. Yeah.
Very well.
They nod and they leap off the edge and sort of. You notice they were going quite slowly for you guys. Slide off the edge at maximum speed. It might be worth noting. Yak Yak puts the magic marble in the trinket collection. For some odd reason, they seem to trust that you won't just run off with their shit. Probably because they think you won't know how to go or where to go. A couple of times, Sky, you do see spiders, large spiders, in the distance, but they don't get too close. After 2 fairly uneventful hours, who's going to take the second watch?
I guess Garrick will then, since
Cool.
he was able to take a short rest.
Garrick, sorry, I haven't got your passive perception written down. Would you mind?
My passive perception is 13.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. After sort of an hour of your watch, you do notice that a couple of the spiders are weaving new webs up on towards this platform, not far from you guys, perhaps 30, 40 feet away. Yeah, and a couple of times they seem to be sort of twitching and motioning towards you all. But they don't come any closer.
Could I potentially infer as to why they are acting that way?
Give me an animal handling check.
Sure. At the 10.
10? You get the impression that maybe their cocooned prey is a lot easier to deal with. Maybe they think that by surrounding you with spider webs, they are catching you. Maybe. But you're not very sure with a 10.
Yeah, he'll note this down as he just watches over them, and whoever is next on watch, he'll just tell him his observations.
Yep. Octavian or Yum, who's up next?
I'll take the next one.
Okay, at this point, Zarasta, you can join. Perception checks will be an advantage. Zarasta, you may take a long rest. Because your 4 hours is up, right? So, Yum and Zarasta, as you get up, obviously Garrick informs you that these creatures are sort of getting closer. The
Okay.
goblins don't seem to have come back.
I'll have my crossbow in hand, just in case.
Cool. You see that the spiders vary greatly in size. Some are small enough to hold in your hand. Some are large enough to eat you whole. Which is quite a big variation. And they do seem to be doing something strange as the two of you watch. As they're sort of scuttling upside... That was not me, that sound. As they're sort of scuttling upside down under the webs. And again, they're getting even closer to you guys. Sort of, at this point, we can almost put them on the map, I think. Just so you can get an idea of how close they are. Nope, wrong way. Yeah. Sort of getting this close. But they don't come onto the platform. They're sort of weaving in and out, sort of over and around. Skittering and twitching. Do either of you respond at all, or do you just sort of watch it?
I'll watch them intently, but watch them closely and ready in action in case they jump up at us.
Okay,
Or jump down at us.
but you're not actively trying to provoke them or
No.
maneuver them in any way. Zarasta, you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool. And just as your watch is ending, Sareth sort of comes out of his reverie and... Oh, we seem to be being surrounded. What do you think to tell us?
People need their rest. If we're rested, we can at least combat them better.
Yes, sorry, I was trying to stay awake not to be murdered.
Ah, well, fair enough then. And he sort of sits down and he begins to idly watch the spiders coming closer. Octavian, at this point, you may take a long rest. Your night is over. And Octavian, as you get up to take the watch with Zoroaster. I've got that right, haven't I? It's Octavian who hasn't got up yet.
Yep.
Yeah, cool, great. So Octavian, as you join Zoroaster, you'll notice the numbers of spiders is thickening a little bit. But right now, they don't seem to be too interested in you. They start gathering quite thickly on these webs just over here. And indeed, after a little while, they cut one of these cocooned creatures out. And they skitter off down into some sort of cavern elsewhere. Looks like they've decided that they're taking that for lunch. We leave you behind. And as the morning dawns, you may all take a long rest if you haven't already. Congratulations, you made it through the night. The luck of the dice is with you. Yeah, the goblins don't return though. Don't know where they are. What would you do when you wake up?
Let's leave then.
And go...
Back to the boats, I'm presuming?
Right, okay. You want to try and navigate back to the boats?
We'll just turn back. Perhaps the goblins know a way out from these waves that are like.
Perhaps they do. Does anybody else have any input as to where you might want to go, what you might want to try and achieve?
Question, are our hands and feet still covered in this stuff that will allow us to go on the webs?
Yeah, it seems like it's died down a little bit, but it's a bit like Vaseline, really. You can't get rid of it unless you wash your hands. It just stays forever. Yeah, you think you might be able to traverse the webs, but I wonder, does anybody really know how they would go about getting back there? Because, of course, you slid down to get down here from the top, right? So you would assume that you'll have to climb different ropes to slide down elsewhere. Alternatively, there's the sort of we'll just keep going down until we get to the ground option and then walk. But nothing, there are no straight paths in these webs. Only diagonals and ups and downs.
Are you able to make out a path? Anyone?
Well, while you're looking, I think it's Garrick. Give me a perception check.
Sure. $17.
You notice that one of these bodies a little way over here is twitching. Moving. It seems humanoid in shape and size.
Seems to be in what kind of size?
Humanoid. Short humanoid, perhaps 3.5, 4 feet.
I see something twitching. Short. Maybe it's one of those goblins. And so kind of look over there, see if it's still kind of moving a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's twitching quite strongly now at this point.
How far away was it from us?
About 20 foot from the platform. There are spider webs leading there. They're not the thickest of spider webs, but they're present.
I could go over and investigate it if we think it's reasonable. Though it could be a goblin, it could also be an egg or hatch, whatever you would call where baby spiders come from.
An egg sac.
Egg sac. There we go.
think that eggs are shaped like that though myself.
I did not get a word of that.
Mm-mm.
I don't really quite think that egg sacs are shaped as such though.
He doesn't think that egg sacs are shaped as such. You didn't get that? Yeah, I think Garrick, you'd also know that it's not many spiders nest their cocoons in midair. They tend to, these large spiders tend to sort of go and find a dark sort of end of a cave and keep them quite close to the ground. A single falling of a web would result in an entire lost nest. So they don't risk it. Up here, that's definitely food of some sort for the spiders. Do you want to risk it, Octavian?
Octavian will go for it.
Great, love that for you. As you sort of crawl along the web, you reach out, you hear a sort of muffled...
Octavian will take out his dagger and, as gently as possible, try and cut where he thinks the mouth would be.
Yeah.
Just to let the creature speak.
A set of rosy lips sort of, come on, get me out of here! Get me out of here! In complete common.
Quiet. I'll help you as soon as I can. Octavian will try and continue revealing the face.
A freckled, smiley face with a pug-like nose. And ginger hair comes into view. It's a halfling.
Without shouting, but reasonably loud, we'll call back to Garrick in the group and say it's a halfling.
Not just any halfling, thank you very much.
Your name being?
Fargas Rumblefoot. Part of the Rumblefoot adventuring troop. Although, I don't think there's much of us left anymore. Caught snagged in the nasty cocoon cave. I've got some handsome treasure down below if you want to try and help me retrieve it.
Why not?
Maybe even some of my friends.
You're thinking optimistically, I think. Octavian will continue to cut him loose if possible.
Yeah, it's not difficult. Once you cut him fairly loose, he sort of reaches out and grabs the webs around him and sort of pulls him up. Quite spryly, sort of wraps himself up to his feet and... Ooh. That poison does a number on you. Right. So, I'm Fargas. Who are you? And what are you doing down here?
My name is Octavian Oberlin. I was a slave, but if I'm honest, I don't think this is the time for chit-chat. Let's get you back to the safety of the platform.
Ah, up there. Cool. Okay. Come on, let's go. Lead the way. Nimble elf.
Right. Octavian will... Actually, how small is he? He's not
3.5 foot, but he's pretty nimble. He's standing on the webs.
Okay, so he could follow me reasonably. Yeah. Okay.
You get the impression that maybe it would be easier for him than you.
Okay.
He's a stealthy little rogue shit. And you do see that he's wearing quite fine leather armor. He's got quite fine sort of silver buckles on his gear. He might call it a rapier, but he's definitely got a dagger on his hip with a fine point. It's small, but it's quite big for a halfling. It's definitely a proper weapon. He's sort of looking a little, a little happy to be with you, and a little competent. Sort of, as he lands down on the side with you all, he sort of, well, introductions are due, are they not? Oh my goodness, you've got a drow with you. Is he captured?
He's tame for the most part.
Sareth sort of puts his hand towards his rapier. I'd be careful with your tone. You are outnumbered. And he sort of... The halfling looks a little doubtfully and then looks to Garreg and Ront. Strange company for an elf.
I have to work with what I'm given.
And what are the rest of you? Introductions? I'm Fargas Rumblefoot, of the Rumblefoot adventuring troop. Will you all slaves?
Can you keep your voice down?
I'm Fargas Rumblefoot, of the Rumblefoot adventuring group. Were you all slaves?
Yes.
I don't know about you lot, but this one's a bit too extravagant even for me.
Most unfortunate. Well, you like to see some treasure? Just the only problem is... Must be a long way down. Don't remember coming all the way up here.
And when you say treasure, can you be more specific with what you're entailing?
Well, yeah. We were investigating a tomb, the lost tomb of Kayem. Not lost anymore, we found it on a map. Wonderful. So I've got it here somewhere. And he will pull out a map. Boop.
Wait, does that mean you're from the surface?
Well, sort of, yeah.
So do you remember the way out?
He will show you a sort of map like this of this place. Do you guys see that?
I
Is
can't
that...
quite see it.
Ew, darkness. I assume we have to put our tokens on you.
Oh, sorry, bear with me a second. Nope, you don't. I just need to do that. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, so you see this sort of quite fine-looking map that he shows you and says, well, yeah, it's quite a long way down. Definitely not up here. Sorry, keyboard, somebody, please. Thank you. Yeah, he says, well, we went investigating treasure. As for surface, we have been known to visit the surface sometimes, but the company I keep is usually dwarves, and not the most fortunate type of dwarves. And he sort of looks over towards Eldeth, and I was raised by Dwergar. Captured. My father is a slave. But I made friends with him as a kid. Part of an adventuring troupe. There are 3 of us that were halflings. The other 2 were Dwergar. But they're all right as Dwergar go, I guess. I haven't seen the surface since. No. I think once, when I was 8. Saw it briefly. But we were kept quite tightly. You'd pretty quickly work out that he's not really as free as he's making out. Or was it? So do you know the way down?
We know how we got up. We don't think we can use the same path to get down.
A pickle, a conundrum, a problem. An enigma.
Perhaps an explorer such as yourself may find us a route.
I'm an adventurer, not an explorer, but perhaps we could just follow the webs and see where they go. There's got to be an up and a down, right? Worst comes to worst, He looks down. We could try jumping from web to web. And then he sort of looks doubtfully at Ront specifically. And, oh, some of you might fall a little quicker than others.
How far was it to the ground?
250 feet.
Did we each get 50 feet of rope?
4 of you did. You got 200 feet of rope.
Okay.
I see where you're going with this.
Perhaps from a lower platform, that might well be an option.
Can we see a lower platform from here?
Yeah, you can see a platform right here. Right here. This is about 30 feet down. The one at the bottom is about another further 60 or 70 feet down. And then at the very bottom, you see this sort of spiderwebs that lead down onto what looks like a fairly hefty ledge with a dark passage leading from it that you can't really make out.
And if we can at least go down platform to platform, it at least gives us a basis on our path.
Sarif will sort of reach out and maneuver one of the webs, and I think that perhaps even if we go down, we might be able to climb back up. Wish I knew where those damnable goblins were.
I think Octavian will try and go down to the platform that's kind of ostensibly like the next step down from where we are right now.
Quite an easy scoot, yeah. You can slide down the 30 feet. And you get the impression that Sarth's quite likely right. You could easily climb back up that you've just slid down. Instead of being like this, like the previous ones, where it's much more sort of like 15-foot decline, 15-degree sort of decline. It's a lot gentler. You find yourself standing sort of on a platform. The webbing down to the next platform is not very secure. You get the impression that maybe it's going to be a jump. It's about 15 foot down and about 10 foot across. It should be quite easy for most of you to make, but Stool and Mebble would not be capable of doing it. You'd have to throw them.
Fine, that's simple enough for them.
Octavian will make the jump, or attempt to.
Yep. No check needed. You leap over.
Okay, excellent. From there, would Octavian be able to judge the distance to the ground?
No.
No. Okay.
Again, you think maybe like 200, 250 feet, but you're not thinking exact numbers, right? It's very dark down there. Mm-hmm. But what you do see, looking across, sort of down here, I've got no more map on this screen, but it's only a sort of 10-foot bit of web that leads you down to quite a thick platform with a passage that leads from that area. The passage looks like it might wind downwards.
Octavian will call back again, not a massive shout, but hoping his voice will carry.
The voice carries here.
Yeah, there's a pathway this way, if you can make your way towards me.
I'll slide down.
Yeah. The halfling sort of quite over loudly goes, "Onwards to the elf!" and leaps on and slides down. As long as you're willing to throw Mebble and Stool, no check needed. You guys all make your way down to the passage. The passage is incredibly dark. And as you're sort of trying to move along, it's difficult to see here. There's almost no light, and the path sort of winds back on itself. It narrows and it widens, and it seems that you're spiraling downwards. Are you all content to keep going? And do you light a torch? It's quite easy to run your hands along the wall to follow it down, but you will have no idea what's coming towards you at any given point. Off the map, please. Thank you. You're not meant to be on this map yet. I just needed something to put elsewhere. That's great.
I mean, since I don't need light, I think I'll probably go first.
Okay.
To lead people.
Yeah, you notice thick spider webbing on the walls, but otherwise not much. You don't see anything coming.
Do I see anything invisible or in the ethereal plane?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what the campaign, you're like if you have the robe, you're never gonna see anything in the ethereal plane. Because like I'm not saying that as a you. I'm just saying it's such a weird thing to randomly add into like a campaign.
Potentially, but if you remember in Xos, all of the security cameras are in the ethereal realm. So I do use the ethereal realm sometimes, so you might find something, but not in the middle of a spider's lair. They're not renowned for their magical ethereal realm stepping and casting of 7th level spells.
They could be face spiders.
You find yourself sort of leading down to this area, and suddenly each of you finds yourself... Oh, where are we? Bear with me. I don't know where the characters are. Oh, here they go. Each of you finds yourself at the very top of this area. Do you remember you said egg sacs? When you thought you might know what they look like? They look like this. You will see hundreds of them all around. Little spiders, big spiders, medium-sized spiders, all sort of moving around in this dark cave at the bottom. And over on the wall you see spider bait and yuck sort of half strung up. Little bits of webbing pinning them to a wall. Their faces still in a rictus of paralysis. As soon as you step down into this cavern, Sky, you'll be able to see that there are lots of spiders, but one of them will feel your feet hit the web. And I will ask you all to roll initiative, please.
Let's see.
And just bear with me 1 second while I grab a couple of bits. Oh, he doesn't have a... Okay, well that's depressing.
I think we have like the best initiative as a team.
Quite possibly, I can't see it right now. A lot of them haven't come through, so... I'll grab those in a second. There should be an extra one of those, sorry.
Spider cave.
Yep. I don't know why there's not a picture for him. But alas, it is what it is. Can you just read me out your initiatives, please, Octavian?
19.
Yum.
4.
Nice. Garrig.
15.
Zoroaster.
2.
Nice. Sky.
6.
Nice. Oh dear. Yeah, sort of skittering towards you, this creature. Sort of fires out webbing at you. That'll miss. And then he will step over here. And he sort of menacingly rears up at you. A second one skitters along. And fires webbing at Garrick. Does a 14 hit you, Garrick?
14? Yes.
And then you are webbed, I'm afraid. While you are webbed, you are restrained. As an action, you can make a strength check to try and burst it, but anybody else can also attack the webbing. I guess we'll find out on your turn what happens if you try other things. God, your initiatives are shit. Luckily for you, the map is quite big and they are quite far away. As every single creature goes... Oh no, they don't it's not every single creature that goes before you. It's alright. Octavian. Noting that Garrig is webbed and there is a creature rearing up right in front of you. What are you doing?
Question. Is this spider engaged with both Octavian and Sky? Or sorry, is it the Raster?
No, it's Garrig specifically that is rearing up in front of. It's right here, yeah? You guys can also see it? Or can you see it?
So it's focused towards Garrick.
Yeah, it's rearing up towards Garrig.
So if Octavian attacked it, sneak attack damage would apply.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Okay, I think Octavian will attack the spider and then use bonus action. Because do I have to attack the webbing that's on Garrick? Or...
yeah, I mean, obviously it'll be a lot easier if you, like, popped it with a torch. But yeah, you can attack the webbing very easily.
No, sorry, to get Garrick out, is that an action, or do I have to attack it to get him out?
You could take an action, or you could attack the webbing. Depending on... You can basically... You don't think in terms of D&D constraints, think in terms of, like, what is your character doing. If you're going to stab the spider and slash at the webbing, that's absolutely fine. It'll be an attack action and a bonus action.
Alright, let's do that then. So attacking the spider with the short sword.
The only mechanically specific thing is if you are the person restrained, it is an action to attempt to.
Crit.
Nice. Go ahead. Give me the crit damage. Give me the regular rolls for damage, and I will convert them to critifications for you.
So 10.
Oh, it's coming through on D&D Beyond, but not on. Yeah, cool, not on Roll20. Hold on. What is your Sword of Life Stealing doing on Nat 20?
It gives a plus 10 damage, and it gives me temporary hit points.
Oh, I love that for you. Okay, so go ahead, take the plus 10 damage. So that'll be 10, 18 plus 4 times 6, which is 24. For 22, 32, 42, plus the 10 is 52, as well as giving you 10 temp HP. Needless to say, that is the end of the spider. And with that excellent sort of 35 damage overkill, you can roll with advantage on your bonus action to free Garrick.
Wonderful.
Because not because you got the crit, but because the spider is dead. Just in case that was confusing.
And do I roll to hit to?
You must roll to hit against the webbing and give me the damage. Yes.
Roll to hit, advantage. That's 18.
Yep.
Damage is 4.
4? Oh, is that enough? Let's find out. You make your way almost entirely through the rope, through the web, leaving Garrick very easily able to sort of yoink himself out on his turn with a strength check that will no longer require your action. It'll be a free action. Cool, Octavian, is that you?
See how risky I'm feeling now that I'm feeling lucky. Octavian is going to... Should I assume the map is like a flat plane, or how should I traverse the map?
So yeah, it's a little hilly, but it is... Sorry, I should have mentioned this straight away. It's difficult terrain for all of you, unless you have a climbing speed, right? Because there is web everywhere, hanging down thick web. So you're having to sort of move around all these webs, and there's little sort of piles of rocks and egg sacs, and yeah, it's just difficult to get through, basically. But yeah, apart from being difficult terrain, so half movement speed, you can walk in straight lines in any direction.
I have with Thief, second story work. Climbing no longer costs you an extra movement. Does that affect this at all?
In the top, next to your proficiency bonus on your character sheet, does it say climbing, yada yada, after it says walking?
Sorry, where would this be?
On your speed, next to your proficiency, do you have a climbing? No, you don't.
Okay.
So what were you saying? It's
second
climbing
story
no longer costs you extra movement. When you make a running jump, the distance you... That should provide you with a climbing speed. I don't know why it hasn't. So I have now given you a 40-foot climbing speed. Okay. So now up the top, you'll notice when you click on your 40-foot speed, it'll say walking, climbing.
Excellent.
Yeah, so absolutely no difficult terrain for you at all. You have the full 40 feet of movement speed.
I'm not going to have an action though if I get over there.
No, and you could also do this, right?
Yeah.
Or even, even skirting around like this.
Octavian, I think, will run up here, but just stay there for the moment. Kind of equal distance between the group and where the goblins are tied up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And as you sort of crouch down a little bit there, two spiders move up closer towards you, which you've already seen happen. Garrick, you're up.
All right. Oh, bunch of spiders. I'm gonna see this, and I'm gonna cast Speak with the Animals.
Nice. And what are you doing with your speaking with animals?
Okay. I'll then kind of look out to all the spiders that I can potentially see, and I'll kind of yell out to the spiders.
If you do not want your egg sacs to be destroyed with roaring fire, I suggest that you back down now.
They all immediately turn to the spider back here. The Spider King, as he is so nicely named. Let's have a little look at him and see what he thinks of you. Give me an intimidation check, please.
Thanks. All right.
Wait, what? Apparently he has 2 heads. Who knew? He's got 2 heads, guys! I didn't know. Doesn't give much information. It just says use the Spider King stat block. He's got 2 heads! How is that a piece of information I missed? What was your intimidation check like?
4.
A 4? Yeah, he sort of looks at you and he's not sure he believes that you have the ability. And he sort of which is basically, I will kill you in Spider.
All right.
And he stares you down. As a free action, you may attempt to shrug off this last bit of webbing.
I will do so.
Straight strength check.
All right. Strength check. 9.
Yeah, 9's pretty pathetic, if we're being honest. Yeah, you're sort of still a little bit tangled, struggling to get out. You are still restrained, I'm afraid. Any bonus action from you?
Bonus action? Nah, no bonus action.
Okay,
That's
cool.
my turn. Yeah, I got this one real quick.
Sky.
Of all the times to not specialize in fire. I guess I will go over here if I can.
Yep.
And
Josh, that was 40 foot of movement.
oh,
You can go one step to your right. It's difficult terrain. It's all difficult terrain. So it's half movement. So one step to your right is how far you can get if you've got 30 feet. 15.
Oh, okay.
You don't have a climbing speed, do you?
I don't believe so.
No, I doubt it. Yep. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
I am gonna make this guy. I'm gonna make him do a wisdom save. I'm gonna make him laugh.
It's a 7.
Nice, that's a fail. I think in his head he sees himself. You know, in Harry Potter, in the 3rd one, when they're like fighting the bugger, and one person's like very scared of spiders, so they imagine them on like roller skates. That's how he sees himself, and so he's laughing at himself.
Okay.
On the web.
So as you look over, the spider is sort of on its back, all 8 legs going like this, and making a strange noise that Garrick, you work out is chuckling, and the Spider King sort of turns to him and, "What are you doing?" And he just continues to laugh maniacally. Any bonus action from you, Sky?
No.
Yum.
Let's see, I can move
Sorry,
20.
Just bear with me 1 second. I've just realised something. You're missing Sareth, Eldeth, Stool, Ront, and Mebble, aren't you? Yep, sorry. Carry on.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the 20-foot movement forwards.
Yep.
So I've only moved 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's still darkness.
It's still darkness. What?
I'm going to ready an action to shoot when I see large creature movement.
You can't see?
No, I can see the map. I'm just asking if I can actually see the spiders.
Yeah, whatever your character can see, you can see. It's sort of vaguely lit here by the slightly glowing strands of web. So if your character can see, you can see.
Okay, in which case I'm going to shoot this spider.
If you shoot this spider, it will stop laughing. It is currently Tasha's hideous laughter.
Never mind, I will shoot this one then.
Thought you might. Go ahead, make your attack.
That's a 21.
That'll hit. Is that the first time you've hit with that crossbow?
I think it's the second time.
Oh, congratulations!
That's 2 piercing.
2 piercing damage. Ooh, yeah, I love that. We're gonna get you some better bolts. Regardless, the creature sort of skitters up backwards. It seems like the blow is more effective than you might have imagined. I'll give you that. Maybe these spiders are overly squishy in their torso. Or something. Does that conclude your turn, Yammer, or have you got a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to throw a bonus action towards... Let's see, who's more front and center? I'm going to throw a bonus action to Octavian.
Okay, Octavian catches it.
Inspiration.
Cool. You are inspired, Octavian. Not feeling inspirational. Zoroaster. Your initiative doesn't show you particularly inspired, but we'll give you a go anyway. What would you like to do with your turn? The whole map is difficult terrain, don't forget, yeah.
I'm guessing I can't... This is grayed out to me.
Grayed
so
out?
Does that mean I can see it? The map is grayed out.
If you can make it out as a character, on roll 20, then you can see it as a character. It should give the effect that it's very, very dimly lit. It's very grey and colourless, but it should be visible, right?
Yeah, okay, I just want to check that.
There may be some shadows, which are the sort of little thick strands of web that you'll have to walk around. But other than that, yeah, you can see what you can see.
5, 10, 15. That's 30.
Yep.
I'll hit this one here.
Cool. He has Tasha's hideous laughter. If you hit him, he will be... one more time. If you hit this creature while he's Tasha's hideous laughter, he will get to make a save again. It doesn't necessarily mean that he will succeed, but it does mean that right now this creature is completely incapacitated for a minute.
For a whole minute?
Yeah. Do you want to start again?
It has if it's making the save because it's triggered by damage, it gets it. It rolls at advantage. So.
Yeah.
5, 10. Yeah. I'm gonna hold an action if one of these spiders gets within 5 feet. I'll strike it. And
cool.
That's it.
Great. Okay. And that is exactly what's going to happen. Or maybe not actually. It makes a wisdom save at the end of his turn, Josh, or only when it's hit. I think it's only when it's hit, right?
At the end of each of its turns.
Oh, it does make one at the end of its turn. Okay. What's your DC?
Is 13.
Okay. The creature dashes up to Yum when I'm sure that Zoroaster will smack it around the face. Zoroaster, smack it in the face. It got unwisdomed. It rolled really well on its wisdom. Oh wait, at the end of its turn. Sorry, rubbish. It's ignore that. You're going to get hit something else. This creature is no longer hideous laughter, but it is also doesn't get a turn. How the fuck do I remove this? There we go. Oh, I've given it an extra one. There we go. Okay, that leads us to the king of spiders himself, who can get to here. And again, fire some webbing, and he webs Eldef to the wall. We probably should give these people some turns, shouldn't we? Sareth will step up. Twice with his d20. One of those will hit. Ugh. This creature is wounded. Eldeth is webbed. Mebel and Stool aren't feeling like participating. Ront will charge up next to Zoroaster. The little spiders come up. 2 up to Ront, 1 up to Zoroaster, and 1 up to Sareth. Zoroaster, would you expend your reaction to hit the little spider, or did you say the big spider when a big spider comes into range?
I didn't differentiate. I
Okay,
just
cool.
said
Do you want to bash the little spider that just turned up in your your grill?
24?
Oh, he is maracad. Yeah, you sort of swing out as he arrives and splat him in half.
Yay, I finally killed something.
The other 3 bite at Sareth, Ront, and Ront. That's an amazing roll to hit. That's also amazing. That's rubbish. Sareth is untouched. They don't do anything. He's got a little bite on him. Octavian! Octavian, you're muted, James.
My apologies.
That's alright.
Can Octavian assess what's going on with the goblins from here? Like, are they completely covered?
They're paralyzed. You can see that. They're not completely covered, but they are completely paralyzed.
So they haven't been webbed over.
Somewhat. They're stuck to the wall, but they haven't finished wrapping them. They just sort of splatted them at the wall with a bit of web. But you'll notice their face is like just frozen in place.
Because they did help Sky when he was paralyzed, right?
Mm-hmm. Different
Did we
paralysis.
see- Oh, okay.
Well, maybe. I mean, you don't know that 100%, but it was. They don't look like Sky did. That paralysis came from the dark mantles, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
This comes from spiders. It looks like they've been oopsie daisied. Maybe it is the same paralysis. You're not entirely sure.
I think Octavian thinking that they're paralyzed and not knowing how to help them, he might just think they're useless if he runs up to them. I guess he will go and engage. We'll go and help Sareth, I guess.
Okay. Little one or big one?
Big one with the short sword, small one with the dagger.
Okay, go ahead and make your short sword attack.
14.
14 will hit.
Excellent. Oh, I rolled again to hit. I meant to do damage.
That's a huge amount of damage.
6 plus... Oh, I rolled the wrong damage again. I
matter.
need sneak attack damage, not
You
dagger
can't
damage.
physically roll too low. So he is dead. As you sort of into his back again.
Okay.
The piercing damage seems incredibly effective against these spiders.
Excellent.
And then the little one?
Dagger to hit
Yeah.
is... Ooh, that is 6.
That will miss, unbelievably. I didn't think anything could miss these, but that will. Does that conclude your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Big dude steps up and takes a bite at Zoroaster. Zoroaster, that's a 17 to hit you. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please. You will take 7 piercing damage.
I rolled a 6.
Nice! That's good, isn't it?
No.
You'll take 4 poison damage as well.
Uh,
Aww. The next creature moves up, but can't quite get in range. Garrick. Tis you. Sorry.
Okay. Since he doesn't seem like he believed me, I'm going to cast Produce Flame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have it like flickering in my hand, and I will look to the weird Spider King once more. Now that I've produced this flame, since he didn't really believe me, and once again, kind of aim my hand directly near like one of the egg sacs, and I will once again.
Final warning. You die or leave.
Off, boys. Off, boys. Fine. Fine. But you leave the food.
You get different food. You can take some.
As I'll like, I suppose I'll take a ration.
Have you got any rations?
I don't think I should actually have. No.
No, I think you threw them at a basilisk.
Yeah, do that. Never mind that.
That's a sentence you don't hear every day. So basically, he wants to keep all the food, all of the creatures that are in this lair, right? He's got quite a few down here. I'm supposing that what Octavian is vouching for is, can we just take the goblins and leave the rest?
Yeah. Garrett would just say, we'll just point to the two goblins.
Those two we keep.
Fine.
The rest you can have.
And he sort of hisses at you and moves backwards. The spiders hiss because that's what spiders do, actually. Big spiders. They got mandibles and... and with that...
Whatever sound you just made was not a hiss.
Well, whatever. With that, you may each take... Ooh, bonus XP! We love bonus XP. You may each take 208 experience points. That's a lot of experience points. And you can also take 2 paralyzed goblins. And as you pull them out, the halfling finally puffs down into view and... Oh! Well, you're done down there, are we? You look a bit beat up. Fear not! Rumblefoot will protect you! And he sort of pulls his rapier and realizes he's way too late for this fight. And with that experience points, you can take these goblins and you will find a small green flask at their hip. That is what they shook out over... whoever they unparalyzed last time. I don't know who they unparalyzed. One of you lot. Was it Sky? Might have been Sky. Yeah, cool. So it's the same flask they shook out over them, but there is only enough liquid in to shake out over one of them. What are you going to do?
Octavia also would know this since he was right near me when I got paralyzed. I just want to say that because Sky doesn't care, and so Octavia should know that information so that he can care.
Yep.
Garrett will go up to one of them and cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay, I love that for you. Yeah, as he sort of comes to, Yak sort of... Ah! We got caught by the dark mantles. The darkness didn't know. Oh, where's... And then he looks down and he... one moment! And he unzips his pants and begins to piss on his brother. Sky, that is what was thrown over you. Lucky you. And with that moment, as his brother comes to, might as well we'll end session. That's a nice thought, isn't it?
What was that?
It was piss.
Piss, yes. Pee-pee.
That is specific.
Is that piss green?
Urine, one should say. No, it's a green bottle.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody said what was in it. You didn't ask last time. Yeah, with that, I'm afraid we are going to end there because the next section is quite a long one. So I don't want to start us without ending. So be prepared for a marathon of a session next time. But in this time, I will come to the timeless tradition of MVPs, and I will start where I never got to leave off. With I've had your face turned off for the whole session. I'm so sorry, A-Game. But anyway, your face is on now. No one knew you were having a munch. Your MVP, please.
My MVP? I will have to share that I think my MVP is probably Zoroaster. I thought it was a bit funny how he fell and just kind of just leave me, and all that. I think that was entertaining.
It was good. I enjoyed him. Just leave me behind. I'm useless. Josh.
Mine probably goes to the silliness that is Yum and Zora budding up together to just try and like charisma their way through two goblins who are clearly like two sandwiches short of a picnic. And just, watching them flail about, trying to convince them to help and stuff.
4 intelligence. I was like, I don't know how to play this. But they haven't got a brain cell between them. Speaking of which stuff. Not the brain cell between them, the charisma with Yum, just to clarify. Yep.
Yeah. I have 2 things. One, how Garrick used fire to threaten, and then actually followed through with it.
Yep.
And 2, piss to cure paralysis.
It's real. Did you know that? It's real. They do it in
Only
some
with
places.
jellyfish, and it doesn't always help.
No, it doesn't always help, it often does. It's to do with acid to alkali. Something about neutralization. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. Bruno.
I quite enjoy the little moments of roleplay that we had with Octavian and also Yum. That was my favorite part.
Yep.
Roleplay's always my favorite part, so.
Yep. James?
I would say just having the goblins there in general, because I think this is the first, like, neutral NPC we've encountered after being freed from, or freeing ourselves from slavery, so kind of having, I guess, new people to the party, or not part of the party, but people to interact with that aren't, like, the hellish beasts of the Underdark.
Yeah, it's taken its time getting here, right? And they're not particularly helpful even when they are here. But at least, it is some actual interaction. And I definitely agree. I think it definitely adds something in terms of flavor. We do get to see different parts of people's characters. My MVP and my DM inspiration, which is still currently a D6, is going straight to A game. Sticking to your guns. Your intimidation check was shit. But to then follow up with another round of like, I genuinely am going to blow my action on Speak with Animals, and I am going to intimidate these fucking spiders. Absolutely love that for you. It was such a good both character moment and player moment. Very much well done. Gave your party an extra 72 experience points as well. By diffusing the situation, though you did miss out on some loot, of course. But you did get some goblins, they might be useful. But anyway, with that is where we will end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
We shall see you soon.